based on the rules we just learned, these are coordinates that we can now label demand. So price per pizza is $15 when the quantity demands per week are 8 million. So down here, millions per week of pizza, price per pizza, and it goes 8.15. It should be written in the other order actually. This should be X and this should be Y, but I'll still graph them anyway. And then you can see 14, 12, 14 million brings it to 12, 20 million to 9, 26, 6, 32. That's where these coordinates are, 32, 3. So things that shift your demand, shift the curve so that there are now what looks like two parallel lines. This is going back to the idea we learned with slope in math. That's you can have a line here, and this line parallel is the increase, it's a shift, sorry, in demand. An increase in the market demand for pizza shown by the rightward shift of the curve indicates that the quantity demand increased at each price. So, for example, we had the price that was 12, shifts over at 12, the demand was 14 million pizzas per week, went to 20 million. The price stayed the same, even though the demand shifted to the right, increasing the number in millions of pizzas per week demanded. The thing you need to remember is this shift means there are more customers willing to pay $12 per hour. Now that could be from a multitude of different possibilities, but you just have to know that that means more people can buy it at that rate. Same idea, two parallel lines. Now what causes a shift so you make a new parallel line to the original supply. So what causes the shift, the rightward shift in supply curves is the quantity supplied increases at each price. So for example, the price of $12, the quantity supplied increased from 24 at G to 28 million pizzas at H. Here's the entire supply and demand chain put on one graph. Notice there is an equilibrium, and then if you go above it here in this coordinate, so we're talking 17, 11, that would be in the surplus. Then there's parts in the shortage. Remember that this is the average, this is just in one moment in time, and these are all the options. You can have a shortage below here, a surplus up here, and all these things are subject to change as soon as time changes. So your supplies can always grow. Say you build more, you build a bigger warehouse, you can have more supplies. And demand changes over time as well, as we've seen. So there's rules for changing in demand and changes in supply. This is the basic, and you need to be able to maneuver these as these two change, and we'll go over that in class.